Hey, y'all. Matty Mullins here.
Cory here.
We're in a band called Memphis Mayfire. And we're going to talk to you guys about our top 5 streamed songs on Spotify. I'm actually an Apple Music user, so I was surprised to see what was at the top 5 here. Cory, why don't you just go ahead and read them off as I put it up to the camera?
Sure. So, number 1, we got The Old Me.
The Old Me.
Number 2, Heavy is the Weight, featuring Andy Mineo, our buddy.
Andy Mineo.
Number 3 is Faint, our Linkin Park cover. 4 is Virus. And 5 is an oldie, but a goodie, Miles Away.
And that's your top 5. We're going to talk about it a little bit. All right, so track 1, The Old Me. This is cool. I'm guessing that these are the top 5 here because, well, at least The Old Me and Heavy is the Weight, because that's the only 2 songs we've ever had at radio. So heck yeah for radio, bringing more attention to the music. The Old Me, that song is about my personal struggle with anxiety and depression. It's kind of like an inside look at what it's like to feel like you have 2 completely different sides of you, where you know what it's like to experience joy and happiness, and you also know what it's like to feel like you're at the bottom of this pit of despair, and you're just fighting yourself trying to get back to that person that you were before symptoms of anxiety and depression, where you could just be carefree and not have to think so much about what if this happens today, or what if this part of me comes out. And the music video ended up becoming this like epic battle between 2 versions of me, and it's awesome. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Cory, talk a little bit about Heavy is the Weight.
It's about me lifting weights.
Yep.
In parking lots across the U.S.
Good. It's a big old boy.
No, dude, it's a personal song.
It's a personal song. It's not fair for me to ask him to do that. Yeah, so Heavy is the Weight is it's a song about what it's been like for me, having grown up in a very musical household and admiring musicians and wanting to be in this world of music, and kind of having this thought that it was going to be such a environment of camaraderie, and then getting into it and realizing that so much of it is competition, just like sports. And, the first person that you trust will be the first person to stab you in the back, as much as that sucks to admit. But through all of that, wanting to maintain my core values and wanting to stay true to who I am, and the reason why I'm wanting to do music, which is to spread hope and to spread positivity and to not let all the BS get in the way. And that's the heavy weight that I hold. And we got my good friend Andy Mineo. I say good friend, but I've actually never met him. I'm just like a big fan of his music, and he's awesome. He's an incredible lyricist, 100 times the lyricist that I am. So I was just excited to see what he would do on the track, and he killed it. And I'm actually rapping his part live on this tour, and it sounds very suburban when I do it. but I do my best. So come out to Rockstar Disrupt Tour and watch me rap. Faint.
Faint is a Linkin Park cover we did.
I'm so surprised that that's on our top 5 Spotify already.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that either. What was the compilation we did it for? I can't remember the name.
It was for a British magazine called Rock Sound. It was called Worship and Tributes, right, I believe is what it's called.
Yeah, that was an incredible honor to have a shot at doing that song specifically.
Yeah, we've never been much of a band to do covers, you know what I mean? We've always been really focused on original tunes, and I think the only time that we ever do covers is, or the only time that we're ever going to do covers moving forward is just when we have such an utter respect for an artist or for a song and how it affected us and the scene that we live in and that we, hope to thrive in. And so Linkin Park being, in my opinion, especially Chester and his vocals being at the forefront of what metalcore has become, we just really wanted to try to do the song justice and honor his life and through the process. So we had a great time doing it. Kellen and I just did it actually in his home studio, and we actually did it in one day. It was a big rush project. Like, we got home from a tour and then had to jump into it. And so we did the best we could, and we were happy with how it came out, and it's awesome to see that other people are enjoying it as well. All right, number 4 here is Virus? Oh, Virus.
Virus is a song that it was kind of an experimental run with a guy that we ended up doing the album with, the last album, Broken, and turns out people liked it.
Yeah, it was a one-off.
Music video.
Yeah, it was totally not a part of a record or anything. It was just a random song that we did right before Warped Tour 2017. Yeah. And we played it all summer long. It was cool. We have a makeup artist that does all of our music videos, our past like 6 music videos. Her name is Chloe Sins, and she really shines in regard to like horror and special effects makeup and stuff like that. So this is the one where she got to like really go all out, which was cool. Not necessarily on me. I had cool makeup on and everything, but we had like a zombie apocalypse guy that I killed with an axe and everything in that video, which was so sick. But yeah, so the video was a ton of fun to do. The song ended up being really cool, and just as a standalone song, I'm really surprised that it made it onto the Spotify top 5. But thanks for listening. And last but not least, Miles Away, a song about a beautiful girl that I ended up marrying at the age of 18. Can you pan that camera over to show her?
She only happens to be feet away.
Oh my goodness. There she is. And y'all lucked out too, man, because this is the one day on this tour where I get to see her. So yeah, Miles Away I wrote that at actually like a really delicate moment in our marriage, where I haven't even talked about this in an interview before. But I had started a tour and had to fly home from that tour the first show because my wife struggles with a disease called endometriosis. And that's not like a private thing. We talk about everything that we struggle with because there's a lot of people that struggle with things and they feel like they're alone in it. So we want you to know that you're not alone in that. But during her the highest time of endometriosis, she also had complications with her gallbladder and with some other things, and I had to fly home. We immediately went into surgery, or we went into the hospital. We were there for a few days, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong, and then we ended up going into surgery, and it was just such a painful time, feeling like, man, how can I possibly leave my wife that I love so much to pursue something that I don't technically need to do? And through that, I felt like God just told me, I have you here for a reason, and I'm going to use you in special ways, and I'm going to use your wife in special ways to affect the public, and I need you just to stay strong and to continue to pursue this path that I've set before you. And so we did. We kept pushing forward, and through that, the band has thrived, and my wife started a nonprofit called Beneath the Skin that it's a mentoring program for young women that struggle with anxiety, depression, self-harm, suicidal thoughts, and it's an incredible thing that they're doing. So, it's just been a tough path, but one that we're thankful to be on, and that is our Spotify top 5.